This is to answer all of them comments on there. Where do I find an old engine at? And up here in Middle Tennessee, it's there's several engines to be had here. Y'all see that M right there? We're gonna put that on the truck. But there's some John Deere stuff and a multitude of other engines make the call. But on this M right here, I'll tell you a couple of things that it's got a good head on it. Carburetor's got a bad part in it. The gib key's sawed off. Ain't many parts missing. Oiler caps are gone. Magnetor's gone. And a homemade lever on that spark advancing time. It's homemade, a good job. We'll talk about that when we get it off from there. It's got the little skinny spokes and there is a difference. Good head. Now we're going to load it on the truck. Or we'll put us an O-ring in that cylinder down there. And that's pretty much normal what you're going to find. This valve right here is rusted pretty bad. We'll have to get them cleaned up and see if they're usable. But they're a little bit proud of that. So them valves will probably be able to use them according to what the stem looks like. Good thread in the spark plug hole. As a matter of fact, it's got an original one of them muffler brackets. Most of them get sawed off before now. And it's got that real good thing right yonder. That costs a lot of money. But the spring's broke, we'll get one of them. All the springs gone down in here and this flapper's gone. Okay, now we're going to load this. The problem, it's not a problem. You'll be dealing with it yourself. You got the engine right there. It comes up right there and leans on the tailgate. Okay, now y'all watch this. We're going to load that.
Which side you want? It don't matter.
Huh?
It don't matter much to me.
Really, it's you want to do it the first time. Don't be fooling around. Once you get it going, it's in there.
That's about good as it gets.
Go a little bit more, yeah. Okay. Okay, headed towards east coast of Arkansas. Give you a walk around, not to be distracted by that there train. Give you a walk around to what we're going to deal with. And right here is where most new engine owners, in my opinion, goes wrong. This engine, in the condition it's in, is fairly complete. The first inclination is to fire it up, get it running. It could never be so wrong. Let's inspect it. Let's just do a walk around, evaluation, so to speak. And this, you can readily see the piston stuck. The flywheels don't turn, but you can readily see this. It's a spark plug model. EK magnet, the EK is missing, but as you can see, that sleeve is protruding from the housing. And the way I found it to be easier is to remove the piston before I remove the cylinder, because I like to push the piston out the back. When you do that, you must remove the flywheels and crankshaft. But to get this engine running without putting a O-ring on that cylinder on the back part back here is it's just plain dumb. But walking around here, get the valuation. The gas tank is in the engine, condition unknown. The vent pipe is missing. Flywheels are they're stuck fast. They won't move. Could be the rod. When you're thinking about this, it could be the rod seized onto the crankshaft, or it could be the piston seized in the sleeve. It does have a pulley on it, and this right here is a bad idea too. The right there is about 1.25 inches distance between the flywheel and this pulley right here. So that means that this pulley, and the way it's made, it's not original. The way it's made, it's offset already. So you're putting when you put a belt here, you're putting a lot of twisting action on this Babbitt bearing in right here. You're pulling more angle. The closer this pulley is to the flywheel, is the more evening up it is. I did notice on this one right here already beforehand, and it may be a good thing. I will do a video on it. Someone, in order to get this pulley on here, the gib was sticking out here, so it looks like that they sawed that gib off, sawed it off flat. I believe there's a little notch in the crank there where they sawed it a little deep in order for it to get it off, but it looks like it's braided up. There's plenty of room in there. They could have slid that on back. We'll get that off. That's not original. This one does have two. It has a pinch screw, set screw onto the crankshaft, kind of unusual. And then it has another one that would pinch onto the key stock in the keyway. The governor seems to be all seized up. It's got some original paint on it. It's not too bad. All of it's here. The grease cup caps are missing. This one is here. The rear breather is missing. Like I say, a lot of original paint. Just kind of scanning over it quickly. If you get back and look at it, there is, you can faintly remember where a decal was at there, just by the discoloration. Let's look at what we got to go with it. We gotta say, we got the fuel pump lever, roller, rod for the exhaust valve. It's wore really bad right here. Offset. It's wore crooked. The reason that the bushing's missing. We got a fuel pump complete. It is loose. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. And the reason that this part worn at an angle is because of these two ears on the fuel pump. They're free to turn, and if they're not exactly matched up, one side being taller than the other side, then it will that will fit in there at an angle. That goes right in there like that. So we'll set that right. The exhaust rocker arm, it's tight. The spring appears to be, it's got original paint on it, but that spring, it's worn pretty bad. We'll replace that. We'll get that freed up. Got a that don't go with it. We might use that on something. That's the governor's collar, the two-piece type with the brass wire part. It's been broken right there. That edge been broken off and repaired. It looks like a pretty good repair. The hole down there, the pivot part where that pin goes through, it's not worn too bad, but that notch has been broke out of there. Somebody has re-welded it and shaped it up there, and it don't appear that it was ever put back on the engine. So that may have been a repair that was made. We'll have to figure that for size and see how loose it is on there, but that's a usable part there with a repair. I do have another one. We won't put that back on this engine. We'll replace some parts on here with good original parts. The rear cover there, when you take it off there, it's rusted really bad on the inside. So that kind of a clue to the condition as such. But it does have some original paint on the outside. I don't know about that part. The gas tank drain valve broke off in the tank. That's not a good sign. It's rusted really bad. The governor fork that goes on there, that's a real nice one. No damage. It's not worn. It's got some original paint. It's not worn on the little feet part right there very much at all. That's a nice one. And it did have it's got an extra valve in there, and that's kind of, I don't know, the valves are in the head. The vent pipe on the other, that's that vent pipe right there for that gas tank. That's the original one. Got some original paint on it. That's a nice one. It's got that's an extra one too. The head's got one of those gas filler plugs. It's got one on there. A homemade stud for the fuel pump. That's the part that would go in there with the bushing. We've got a bushing looked out. Now right there is a part that usually gets missing on every engine, and they all come with that part. That's the thing that goes up on the mixer and holds the spark plug wire where it should be.